This lesson is over. Find the percent of a whole. So before we do that, let's look at our number routine for today. If the monthly income of the Brooker family is $2,000, how much will they spend on food that is 25% of their budget? Is it $500? So 100% of their budget is $2,000. Could I break this percent bar down to 50%? So what is 50%? That would be $1,000. And what do we know about 25% in relation to 50%? Well, isn't 25% half of 50%? So half of 1,000 would be $500. So they really do spend 25% or $500 on food-related costs.
I'm sorry. I want to give you a tip. It's just difficult to figure out what 15% of $4.85 is when somebody's looking at you.
So I stopped it just before that nosy person answered the question. So what is 15% tip of $4.85? So let's look at our percent bar. Well, we know 100% is the whole bar, and that is equivalent to $4.85. I'm going to break this bar down into 10 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What percent would go to each section? Well, 10%. 10% goes in this section, 20% goes in this section, and so on. So if you have $4.85 and you divide it into 10 equal sections, what dollar amount would go to each section? Well, let's divide this and find out. Can 10 go in 4? No. But can 10 go in 48? Yes, it goes in 4 times. So 48 minus 40 is 8. Bring down the 5. How many 10s go in 85? 8 times. So 85 minus 80 is 5. I need to get rid of this remainder. Annex a 0. Can 10 go in 50? 5 times. So it is 485. So each section is 485 hundredths. So 10% is worth about 40, we could say about 49 or 48 cents. Choose a number, whichever number you prefer, 48 or 49 cents. So if it is 5%, I'm going to say this is 48 cents. Half of 10% is 5%. Half of 48 cents is about 24 cents. So if we combine this, 24 cents with 48 cents, 15% would be 72 cents. If you're listening in a video, the guy said 70 something. So 15% is 72 cents. So, using what we know, let's figure out this percent bar. There are 200 sixth graders at Westside School. That's how they get to. The table shows how the 200 sixth graders at Westside School get to school. How many of the sixth grade students walk to school? Draw a percent bar. So we know this represents 100%. And it's 200 students. So walk to school. That's 5%. So I need to break this down into 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each section represents 10%. So if I divide 200 students into 10 equal groups, there will be 20 students in each section. So 20 students is 10%. 40 students would be 20%. 60 students would be 30%. So the question is, how many of 6th graders walk to school? Walk to school is 5%. So isn't 5% half of 10%? So half of 20 is 10 students. The answer is 10. How many of 6th graders students ride a car to school? Car is 25%. So 25% will be right between 20 and 30%. What student number is between 40 and 60? 50. You could have done it this way. If you add 20% to 5% or 40 students to 10 students, it will add up to 50 students or 25%. So for this activity, you will need to take out 20 cubes. Show me that 40% of the cubes are purple. Well, let's think about it. If there are 20 cubes, half of it would be 50%. 40% is less than half. So less than half of this will have to be purple. So I will predict 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I make a prediction that 7 are purple out of 20, and that would be 40%. What is percent again? Anything per 100. Can I build this fraction to 100% so I can figure out if this is correct? 20 times 5 is 100. 7 times 5 is 35%. Dang it. It did not work. Wait, would it be 8 out of 20? Would it? Because it's just 5% more. Let's see, let's think about it. 40%. How would I write 40% as a fraction? 40 out of 100. Can I simplify 40? So can I simplify 40 hundreds? Yes, I can divide by both numbers by 5 and get 820. Oh, it is 8 purples out of 20, and that is less than half, or 40%. Let's try another example. Take out 20 cubes. Show that 55% of the cubes are orange. Well, first of all, that means more than half has to be orange. So I'm going to take out 10 orange for now. 1. So here are 20 cubes. So right now 50% are orange, but it says more 55%. So I'm going to take out one more orange and take away this yellow. So let's see if this works. 11, I have 11 orange out of 20. And what is the percent? I need to build it up to 100%. So I build it up by 5, build it up by 5, and I get 55 hundredths, which is the same as saying 55%. So I did it correctly. Did you know I could have saved time and written 55% per 100? And then break it down by 5. Break it down by 5 and get 11/20th. I could have done that. Alright, next one. You have 25 cubes. Show that 32% are yellow. Well, you know what? I'm going to copy these at the same time. Copy. Paste. So here are 20 cubes and 32%. That's less than half. So I'll take out, so less than half of the be about 12 or less. So I'll take out 3, 6, 9 yellow. So that's, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So right now I currently have 9 yellow. I'm just making a guess. I really don't know the answer. 9 yellow out of 25. Will that be 32%? What is a percent again? Anything per 100. How do I build this up to 100? Times 4. Times 4, that's 36%. Oh, I am barely off. Let's think about it. What do you know about 32%? How would I write that as a fraction? 32 hundredths. Can I break this down by 4? If you do so, you will get 8 over 20. Oh, I needed 8 orange. 8 yellow out of 25 to be 32%. And here's our last example. You have 25 cubes. Right now I have 20 cubes. 52% are yellow. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means more than half of it. So right now I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right now I have 12 yellow out of 25. You know what? I'm going to go and look at the percent more closely. 52% means 52 per 100. Could I simplify that by 4? If I do so by 4, that would be 13 over 25. So 52% is really 13/25. So 13 out of 25 would be yellow. So taking what we know, it's gonna help you on what we're about to learn right now. This is something we're going to be learning something called part over whole equal percent over 100. If you know the percent, you can simplify and break it down into different numbers, and you'll be able to find a part and a whole by either scaling down or building back up. So for example, in our class we are going to be surveying 20 students, and we're going to figure out what percentage of students in my class own a cell phone. Because in market researchers estimate that 65% of 8 to 12-year-olds in the United States own a cell phone. There are 120 children who are 8 to 12-year-old at the water park today. How many of them would you expect to own a cell phone based on the statistics? Use the percent bar to show the problem. So we have 100%. Is 65% more than half or less than half? It is more than half. So we know that more than half of the students will have to own a cell phone. So if 120, half of it is 60. So I know I'll make a prediction that more than 60 students will own a cell phone. So we are given the percent, 65%. It's 60%, 65% out of 100%. So it's more than half. Could you simplify 65%? Yes, you can. You can simplify it by 5. If I do so, that would be 13/20. Now, can I build this up to 120 students? Yes, I can. I can build it up by 6. By 6. 13 times 6 would be 78 students. So if there were 120 students at the water park, part of that whole bunch will own a cell phone, and that would be 78 students. So what we just did is we did something called parts over whole equal percent over 100. So the whole bar is 120 students, and that's 100%. If we take 65%, can we find a part of it? So in another example, Mr. Rouse surveyed his class of 150 students. Let's stop right there. 150 students. Is that part of the class or the whole class? It is the whole class, so it represents the entire bar, or 100%. 8% of his students like gummy bear. How many students like gummy bear? Well, 8% is a very tiny part of the bar. It's like this percent. So if I make a prediction, I say it's going to be like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's going to be a really tiny number. Well, let's see if we can figure out. Could we simplify 8 hundredths? I could simplify it to 4 and 50. Can 50 be built up to 150? Yes, by a scale factor of 3. So 4 times 3, so it'll be 12 students out of 150, or 8% out of 100% who like gummy bears. Of the 200 students who ate lunch in the school cafeteria on Thursday, 60% of the students purchased a hot lunch, 30% of the students purchased a chef salad, and the rest of the students brought their lunch from home. 60, 30, that adds up to 90%, so it must be 10% who bring their lunch from home. Use the percent bar to help you complete the table. Here's a percent bar. So we know there are 200 students. Is that part of the school, or that's everybody who's in the cafeteria? Which represent 100%. 60% of them bring a hot lunch. That goes right here. Isn't that more than half of the students? It is more than half of the students. So what is more than half of 200? Well, let's see. Half of it is 100. So I'll make a prediction. 110, 120, 130, 140. More than half. So how can I turn 100% to 200%? Times 2 times 2. That'll be 120 students. All right, so now next one. 30% like chef salad. Well, first of all, there are 200 students. What percent would that be? 100%. If 30 students, 30% like chef salad, or bring chef salad, is that more than half or less than half? That's less than half. So less than half of this amount will be for 30%. So if I make a prediction, less than half will be less than 100. So I don't know, 70, 60, 50, 40. So how can I build 100% to 200 students? Times 2, so 60 students. So if there's 120 students who like bring their hot lunch, 60 students bring chef salad, is 180, 20 are left for lunch from home. In our last 3 example, we're going to practice more with part over whole equal percent over 100. The school took in $175 at the bake sale. That's what they took in, all the amount they took in. So that's 100%. 68% of the money came from cupcake sales. How much money did the school make from cupcake sale? Is 68% more than half or less than half? It's way more than half. So more than half, so more than like $400, I don't know, $20 will be for cupcake sales. So our answer has to be more than 400 something. So as we look at this, can 100 be built to 875? Intuitive students will say, yes, you multiply by 8 and 7,500. You know what? If you can figure it out, go ahead and do that. I don't know about you, but I prefer working with whole numbers. So can I simplify 6,800s? I can simplify to 3450. I can divide by 2 again and get 17 over 25. Can 25 go into 875? It goes in about how many times? What would the scale factor be? Well, let's find out. Can 25 go into 875? It goes in 3 times. If you subtract 87 minus 75, you get 22. Bring down the 5. Wait, no, 125. Ugh. 87 minus 75 is 12. And then how many 25 go in 125? 5 times. So our scale factor is times 35. Times 35. So if I multiply 17 by 35, what dollar amount did I spend? That'd be 8. Don't forget my placeholder is 21, carry 2 is 5. Be $595. And that is definitely more than half of the amount. So It's $595 out of $875. $875 is used for the cupcake sale, which is 68% over 100%. So we did part, that's part of the money that was used for cupcake sale out of the whole amount. And this is the percent out of 100 per 100. Last two questions. Eduardo spent 35% of his time at the theme park on roller coasters. So that's this percentage right here out of 100% per 100. If there were 5 hours, that's the whole time you spent in the park. How much time did you spend on a roller coaster? So our answer has to be less than half of 5 hours, which is 2.5. So it has to be less than half. So how can I build or scale back from 100% to 5? Divide by 20. So if I divide 35 by 20, it goes in one time. 35 minus 20 is 15. Bring it down. How many 20 go 150? 7 times. If I subtract 150 minus 140 as 10, 0, it goes in 5 times. So he spends 1 3/4 or 1 75/100 hours on a roller coaster out of 5 hours, which is 35% out of 100%. And our last example, Jesse was in the lead for 75% of the laps during the track race. So isn't that more than half of the race? Yes. And they're 100%. So the race lasted 12 laps, which is 100%. So how many laps did he lead? Well, can 100 be broken down to 12? No. Could I simplify 75%? If I'm not mistaken, I could divide both numbers by 25 and get 3/4. Can 4 go in 12 times 3 times 3? So it's 9 laps he was in the lead. So what we talked about today is given a percent bar, could you put the numbers in the correct spot? This is part of the whole thing, and the whole thing is always equal to 100%. So you break it down and build it back up, and then you'll be able to find the missing number.